Hi students, welcome to VerandaRace, and today we are going to discuss some questions based on pronouns. And these questions are those questions which we gave you in the homework session for the homework part. So these questions will be discussed now, which were given to you. Let us start with the first question. It is PT level question, common error spotting. The company has decided to give a good amount of bonus to their staff members during the Pongal festival that is approaching. The company has decided, so it shows a singular company, obviously not companies, it's not a companies. So the company has decided to give a good amount of bonus to their staff members, which is incorrect. We're talking about one entity, singular entity, so it should be its, ITS. It means is a possessive case of it. So it represents the company. And its ITS means it's a possessive case, showing the possessive case. So the answer is the company has decided to give a good amount of bonus to its staff members during the Pongal festival that is approaching. So error is in part C. C has an error. No problem in that. Okay. Moving ahead. Question number 2. Myself and John have been very good friends for the last 20 years. See, this is reflexive pronoun. Reflexive pronoun. A sentence can never start with a reflexive pronoun. So it should be John and I. What should be the correct answer? John and I. So John is third person. John and I. John is third person. So third person plus first person. This is the correct structure. Basically the structure is 2 plus 3 plus 1. 2 means second person, then third person, then first person. So it should be like you, John and I. So here we don't have this 2. So we'll write John and I, not myself and John. So error is in part A. So it should be John and I, not myself and John. A reflexive pronoun can never start a sentence. Moving ahead, question number 3. The people of India are more diversified in their cultures than America. Okay, this error is the people of India, no error, fine, this is fine, no error, are more diversified, okay, fine, in their cultures. People of India, their cultures is fine, than America. Okay, this is error is in part D, because we are comparing in this sentence, we are comparing the people of India with America, which is incorrect, right? We should compare the people of India with the people of America. So we'll write than the people of America, But we know that the people word is being repeated over here. The people word is being repeated, which is incorrect. So we'll write that of, those of, not that of, those of America, because this is a demonstrative pronoun that should be used in the place of the people, because we cannot repeat the word people in a sentence. We are not allowed to repeat a noun in the sentence. We rather use a pronoun for it. So this pronoun should be represented by those. This word should be represented by word those, and those is the demonstrative pronoun. So the answer is the people of India are more diversified in their cultures than those of America. Clear? Okay. So error is in part D. Next question. Question number 4. There exists a great friendship and a brilliant chemistry between you and I. See, we learned a structure called you and I, you, he and I, 2, 3, 1 structure. But this is a preposition. A preposition is always followed by a noun or a pronoun in the objective case. So you is correct over here because the objective case of you is you, but the objective case of I is me. Objective case of I is me. So there exists a great friendship and a brilliant chemistry between you and me. So error is in part D. It should be you and me and not you and I. You and I can start a sentence, but after a preposition it behaves like a prepositional object. So it should be you and me. Clear? Moving ahead to question number 5. We believe in himself because we have the propensity to work hard in all circumstances, and that makes us different. Okay. So we believe in ourselves, not in himself. Because we are talking throughout the sentence, we are talking about ourselves. Ourselves means about us, about ourselves. So we'll use, because the sentence starts with we, right? And throughout the sentence, we are talking about we to be also, and that makes us. So throughout the sentence, we talk about us or we for that matter. So here it should be ourselves, not the reflexive pronoun himself. Himself should be for somebody who is third person singular, which we are not talking about here. We are talking about the first person plural. So we believe in ourselves, and the rest part of the sentence. So there is in part A. Clear? Okay, moving ahead to question number 6. Although they have received clearance from the government, the companies have decided not to open its office in London. Okay, this is incorrect. There. Because we're talking about companies. We are talking about the companies. Companies is plural. So the basic rule is, we see the start of the sentence, major part of the sentence if represents the plural form, then the pronoun is decided according to the plural form of the noun itself. Had it been the company throughout, then it would have been correct. Clear? So here it should be there, because we're talking about the companies. Although they have received clearance from the government, they means the companies. The companies have decided not to open their office in London. So this is, the error is in part D. D has an error. Clear? I feel that you have understood the concept, right? So moving ahead, question number 7. There are many people in this world who are ready to offer help without knowing each other. Okay. See, each other is basically a reciprocal pronoun. For two people we use each other. For more than people we use one another. For example, the two friends love each other. All the students love one another. So this should be, there are many people in this world who are, many people means a plural entity, right? In this world who are ready to offer help without knowing one another. One another should be the correct answer. So error is in part D. One another. This is the correct reciprocal pronoun to be used over here, not each other. Each other is for two people. They helped one another. They means plural entity, more than two. The two friends helped each other for two people. Clear? So error is in part D. Moving ahead to question number 8. I really like him playing cricket with full passion and tact. Okay. See, this word like or love or enjoy, these words which are kind of cognitive verbs that show emotion or a sense of enjoyment or liking something. So these verbs are, if they are followed by, or for that matter, any verb that has a pronoun followed by a gerund. Any verb that has a pronoun, him for that matter, followed by a gerund. What is gerund? Gerund is a form of noun which is ing form. Playing, laughing, eating. So if it is followed by a gerund, this pronoun is written in possessive case. Possessive. This is a rule. For example, I really like his playing cricket with full passion and tact. So error is in part B. It should be his. Had it been like I really like Sachin, I really like Sachin's playing well. It should have been Sachin's, not Sachin playing well. Because every noun and pronoun that is followed by a gerund and preceded by a verb should be in the possessive case. Very complex rule. It should be in a possessive case. For example, I really love Virat's playing wonderfully in the match, in all matches. So it should be Virat's, his, Sachin's. This is the correct form. So the error is in part B. Clear? Okay, moving ahead, question number 9. One must respect his parents and the elderly of the family under all circumstances. See, the sentence has started with one. What is one? One is an indefinite pronoun. Indefinite pronoun means something which refers to everyone and all and anyone. So this should be, one must respect. Why his parents? It should be one's parents. One's parents means it's for everyone basically. This rule is for everyone. One must respect one's parents and the elderly of the family under all circumstances. So there should be one's parents, not his parents. Clear? So fine. Moving ahead to the question number 10. Okay. She is the only teacher who can help my son for the entrance examination. Okay. The sentence starts with the only. So it should be preceded by a relative pronoun which is that, not who. Okay. There are some terms like the only, the first, means any ordinal, the first, the second, the last, or all, the same. These are followed by a relative pronoun which is that and not who. For example, she is the same teacher, then it should have been that. She is the only teacher, that. All the teachers that help him, this way. She is the first teacher, that. So this is this way, she is the only teacher that can help my son for the entrance examination. So this should, the error should be in the part B. You understand this, please? Fine. Okay. She's the only teacher that can help my son in the entrance examination. Fine. Okay. So now let us move to question number, a bit complex questions. So not complex I would say, but a bit intriguing questions. So question number 1 for mains level. The child lost dash toy while dash was going to school. So child is something which represents a pronoun the child should be represented by a pronoun it. The child lost its 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 toy while it was going to school. The child lost its, yeah, this is the correct answer. The child lost its toy while it was going to school. The answer is this. Clear? Moving ahead to question number. Okay, students, the next question, question number 2. The jury assembled in the court and after an hour of rigorous decision, dash was disclosed. So definitely some outcome had come or some decision had come. So it should be it was disclosed, because any event or any action or any result should be represented by it as the pronoun. It was disclosed that dash were divided in dash opinion. So it should be they were divided. Why they? Because we're talking about the jury. They were divided in their opinion. So this should be a correct answer. They were divided in their opinion. So let me check the answer. They were. This is the correct answer. Fine. It, they, and their. There represents the possessive case, possessive determiner of pronouns, or for that matter possessive determiners, and opinion is a noun, so it should be preceded by there, and they represents. So basically there is a division in the jury. Jury is a collective noun. It should be used for it, but what happens is sometimes we use they or there for that matter, because it represents the division in the collective noun. Fine, this is the answer. Clear? Moving ahead, question number 3. Dash, dash and dash were caught for the stealth of necklace from the jewelry shop. Okay, so this is what. See, basically you can see over here that you is also present in the option. So this is something kind of confession of the crime. Confession of the crime. So it should be, when we confess, the rule is 1, 2 and 3. 1, 2 and 3. 1, 2 and 3. What is 1? 1 is first person, this is second person, this is third person. So when you is there and also I is there, this represents that somebody is saying this. I represents that somebody is a speaker. So it should be I, you and he. For confessions of mistake, 1, 2, 3 rule is applicable. 1, 2, 3 rule means first person first, second person and then third person. So I, you and he, this is the correct answer. D is the correct answer. If it were for, this is called a kind of good manners or confession of mistake. But when we say you, he and I are good friends. So this is a good manner rule. Similar to this is 1, 2, 3 rule, in which confession of a mistake is done. Fine. Moving ahead, question number 4. The truth that all men dash work hard, do not necessarily succeed, is based on the premise dash describes destiny. Okay. So this is all. I told you that all is followed by that. So where is that in the option? This is the option. All men that work hard do not necessarily succeed is based on the premise. Premise means, or people say premise. So premise means a proposition or a proposal or a fact or kind of proposition means a kind of, I should say, a belief. So certain belief or a proposition. So it's based on the premise which describes destiny. So which is used for this particular premise, and that is used for all. Means for men, but it's all is followed by that. That's the rule. That, the same, all, the same, the only, the first, the last. These words are followed by the relative pronoun that. So the truth that all men that work hard do not necessarily succeed is based on the premise which describes destiny. Clear? Moving ahead, question number 5. He hid dash under a bed when he heard the siren of police jeep and the shouts of the police at the top of dash voice. See, here it should be no pronoun. Generally people follow the logic that he hid himself. But hid is not followed by a reflexive pronoun. So he hid under a bed when he heard the siren of the police jeep and shouts of the police at the top of their voice. It should be their voice, because police is considered to be a plural noun. So it should be their voice. So no pronoun and there. This is the correct answer. He hid under the bed, under a bed. Clear? Okay, moving ahead, question number 6. Who is your brother in the crowd? So what happens is, in this kind of questions, students have this perception that this is correct, fine. Who is your brother in the crowd? But when we talk about selection from a group of people or for objects or of objects, then we use which, not who. So which is your brother in the crowd is the correct answer. Which is your brother in the crowd? Which is your brother in the crowd? So this is the correct answer. Which is your brother in the crowd? Clear? Okay, moving ahead. Question number 7. I cannot tolerate this separation from you. Okay, see, separation is a noun. Over here, separation is a noun. In this type of arrangement, I cannot tolerate this separation from you is meaning that you are being separated into two and I cannot tolerate this separation. It should be, I cannot tolerate, okay, wait, I cannot tolerate this separation from you. Options are your separation, this separation of yours is incorrect, this is incorrect, this separation from yours is incorrect, your separation is incorrect, this is no correction required. See what happens, generally people use the statement like, I cannot tolerate your separation. It means you are being separated into two parts and I cannot tolerate your separation. In this case, this is correct. I cannot tolerate this separation from you. Separation from you means parting from you. If two people are parting ways, they will say, I cannot tolerate this separation from you. This is correct. No error, no replacement required. This is correct. We need to head to the next question. Question number 8. According to me, India's condition is improving day by day. See, according to me is a wrong statement. We cannot say according to me because you are the speaker and you are giving yourself an assertion that according to me. So you are somewhere, you are trying to opinionate yourself. This is incorrect. So it should be in my opinion. So in my opinion is the correct answer. According to my opinion is not correct because again you are doing self-assertion. So this should be in my opinion, India's condition is improving day by day. This is the correct answer. Clear? Question number 9. This book that you gifted to me was lost by me. This book, okay, this is a very strange concept, very complex kind of concept which I am going to tell you right now. So what happens is, see, in this entire sentence, the sentence is in 3 parts, right? Okay. This particular part of the sentence you gifted to me is a relative clause because it has a relative pronoun with it. Okay. This relative clause is a non-restrictive clause. This relative clause is a non-restrictive clause because this does not restrict this particular antecedent book. It's not restricting it. It means that even if we remove this part, the sentence works. So this book was lost by me. It is clear. So when this particular clause is non-restrictive, which means without its, even if we don't need this, right? This book was lost by me. Even if we remove this part, the sentence works, right? In these cases, it should be written in which, written using which. The relative pronoun should be which because it's a non-restrictive clause. So this is the answer. So it should be replaced by which. This book which you gifted to me was lost by me. So why this is the answer. Okay, now I'll give you an example of that. This book, this is the book that you gifted. This is the book that you gifted. In this case, what happens? This is the book is the antecedent that you gifted. That you gifted is basically what? This is a clause which is the relative clause. This is the book that you gifted. This is a relative clause. This is somewhere restricting this antecedent because without this particular part, this sentence means nothing. You cannot say this is the book. What is the meaning? No meaning. But in this case, this book which you gifted to me was lost by me. So entirely remove this part, then also the sentence has certain meaning. Clear? So which is the correct answer? Moving ahead, question number 10. It is me who is to blame for the mishap at the forensic center. Okay. See, whenever a sentence starts with it and it has to be form after it, to be, it plus to be form, then it should be a subjective case. It is I. It should be a subjective case. So it is I. Then after I, who is there? It's a relative pronoun. So it should be followed by a verb which is in accord with I. So it should be am. So it is I who am to blame for the mishap. Is it? Do we have an option like that? It is I that, it is me, it is I who am to blame. This is the correct answer. D is the correct answer. It is I who am to blame for the mishap. Please understand this very great concept. It followed by to be, it is, it was, it were, followed by a pronoun, I in this case, or he, she, whatever, in the subjective case. It is me, it is her, it is him, is wrong. It is I, it is she, it is he. Subjective case is correct. It is I who am to blame for the mishap. Am because before who I is there, so it will be in accord with I subjective case. The verb should be am. Had it been it is she who is to blame, then it would have been correct. Clear? So this is the correct answer. So students, I hope you enjoyed the session a lot. Thank you so much.